Muse is the co-founder and business evolution director for The Hook, one of the fastest growing independent marketing groups in sub-Saharan Africa. He has over 15 years experience in marketing, technology, and brand management. In his role as a brand evolution director, Akinwale advises private companies and governments at the sub-national level on brand and business development, policy design, perception management, and community building. Akinwale is one of our marketing experts for today, and would like to call him to please join us on the line. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Tosin. Thank you, team AT3. You guys have done amazing in 5 years. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So it's interesting to be amazed entrepreneurs, right? So I've been doing this for 15 years plus, right out of the university. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so right out of the university. So so whilst I was in the university, I actually considered it very boring, like the whole lecture thing and assignment on the board. And then I asked myself, say, guy, if you continue on this path, there's no future for you. So start thinking of what you can do. So that was so in school back then in 2003, 04. So I started a business with a couple of guys. Technology startup there. So we're basically doing web hosting and domain registration and a bit of website development. So that was what evolved into a full-fledged agency when we finished. That was a digital agency back then in Lagos, Nigeria area. So that was the beginning of my journey. And it's been a journey, I must tell you. Because I think it takes a bit of guts, right, to actually venture into entrepreneurship. So it's actually fulfilling when I get to speak with entrepreneurs, especially the smaller business owners. So what I'll be sharing today, so I would appreciate if we can make this as interactive as possible. So what I'll be sharing today is almost like a summary of my 15 years plus experience working across 3 countries in Africa. So I've had the privilege of living in South Africa for about 4 years. I lived in Ghana for 3 years. So in those places I've setting up businesses. And I've been in Nigeria, and in Nigeria obviously. So I understand, and I've also had the privilege of actually running projects in Kenya, in Gabon, in Cote d'Ivoire. So I understand Africa to a good extent. So it would be nice to actually share with you guys my experience and also get to know you guys. I know we do not have the luxury of time, but I would appreciate if 2 or 3 of us can come, maybe one person from the online community, to just introduce yourselves and what you do and what is the inspiration. That is what I'm talking about actually. Why are you doing what you do? Why don't you just pick up a 9 to 5 and be happy with your life? Why do you want to just have to like cry and go on this very lonely journey? So yeah, thank you.
That's that for me.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Oshin Bola Muni. I'm majorly a student of University of Lagos, Guidance and Counseling, and I'm also a fashion designer. So how it came about me learning fashion designing was, I had somehow things back then that I would want to, maybe I made them 2 years ago, and 2 years after I don't just like how it looks. And I just want something different to be done, like at least maybe change the hand or the upside. And I give it to my tailor, and she's like, she cannot do this, she just wants it to be like that. And then I'm like, even if you won't do this thing, you just remove the hand and put the hand, I'll do it. Then it also came from a place of whenever I give people my clothes to make and I don't get the result, I just make sure I'm going to that length. So that was how fashion design came about. And luckily, I have a mom who encourages to learn things and know more. So she just paid for the tuition for me and I went for my fashion designing. So last year, August, I attended a camp, a boot camp like this. It was hosted by my church. I attended Methodist Church Nigeria. So the main Christian league is the society in my church. They really love the youth church. So they just had a program for us. So they taught us about finance, how to write business plan. They were really big people talk to us about social media marketing and digital marketing. So that was the major class that caught my attention. That I like this one too. Okay, so I started reading up on it, I started checking it out, and I started just getting better on my own. And I started with maybe some of my friends' social media. I have a friend that makes the bag. I have 2 friends that are also fashion designers. I have a makeup artist that is really close to me. So I just started with them, helping them that, okay, let's go about it, let's go about it. And everybody, and it just, okay, for me, I refer this to someone, like, okay, I need to get better at this. So that's it. It's just wanting to be better. I wanting to help people. I wanting to be able to just be better, really, because I'm someone that loves to know more and learn more things. That's just it for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Akinwale Muse. I'm a student of University of Lagos studying mass communication. I'm also an entrepreneur, small business owner, into makeup artistry. So what inspired me to start makeup was because people around me, or when people say makeup, they're usually like, I want to look like my skin. I want to look like my face. So I said, yes, I don't have to do what every other person is known for. So my style of makeup evolved from doing things that people love, that is subtle makeup. So I offer kind of makeup service that suits people that don't like too much makeup. So a not too much makeup service is what I offer to people. And I also like helping small startup brands. Like I'm also startup, but I also like helping younger people who are yet to find their feet on social media, help them, train them on what to do and what worked for me. So that also boosted my love of digital marketing. And I also realized that I'm a good marketer in my own community and my own field. And when I post people's flyer, people's brands, they tend to patronize them. So I said, yes, there's something in this line. Just like the example Mrs. Tolu gave, there's something in this line that I can also do. Because if I refer a brand, they patronize her, she gets 1 or 2 referrals. And it keeps going. So people keep sending me things to repost for them. So I now said, okay, I can always leverage to help other brands as well. And also go for bootcamps like this. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So today, so when I got the topic, so it was actually very interesting that the topic actually sits to my core strength when it comes to brand development, right? And because I believe, so there's this quote that guides me. It says that when the purpose of a thing is not known, then abuse is very inevitable. And that for me speaks to everything we do as business owners, as individuals, right? We can't just be moving, walking around life or living life as headless chicken, as they say, right? So life needs to be purposeful, something needs to drive us beyond us, and that's been my story. Please, can we go to the slides? Okay, so that's been my story. And what I'll quickly share with you, so I think while we talk about this slide, so you have Tosin read out my profile, or there is always a story behind any of those things, right? So when I started out in officially 2006, right? So for us, we were young, so the whole idea was just to make money. That was just the idea, just make money. So make money, and like they say, any idiot can make money actually. Because when you make money without the core purpose or anything driving you, you can as well probably lose that money. So I consider myself a builder. So not just a venture builder, but a builder. So my strength is working with people, working with organizations to actually help them understand what value creation means, right? So I've been lucky to consult across several spaces. It's always about value. So what do you bring to the team? Why should people care about you? What is going to be your staying power? can have a good run in 2 years, but are you going to be here in 20 years? Are you going to be here in 200 years, right? So I'm a co-founder at the book, and I head the business and the brand evolution units. I work with fantastic team across the country, and also I'm a venture partner. So I ventured into the startup investing last year. So I'm a partner in one of the company at Founders Talks in the UK. So now, please go on.
Sorry, did you explain why you crossed that venture?
Venture. Okay, so yeah, I'm a builder. So I could say I'm a product builder, a people's builder. So what I do basically is I am a builder at heart. But what I do at the book is I help businesses to thrive. I help in business like the book thrive. What I do at Founders Box is that I help all of these businesses thrive. What? Yeah, this is very significant, right? Actually, this is my story. So I started out just wanting to make money, wanting to make money in a legit way, right? So we're doing all sorts. So today, let's say, that was my first company, doing software. The next week, it's no longer software, it's not Google AdWords. We ventured into it, right? And you realize that those ventures probably in 2 years, you had a good run, you probably had a good run of 3 months, because there was nothing to build on other than. Then what happened was, I always had a situation when those ventures would come down to crash, right? So I moved to Ghana, the same story. I moved to South Africa, the same story. I came back to Nigeria with what I would consider at that time a lot of money, that was about 10 years ago. The same story, right? So you're just building, but the purpose was just to make money, right? So you were young, they just make money. Until about 6 years ago, right? So I stumbled on a book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, right? And that book literally Start With Why.
Start with your why.
Yeah, so that book literally changed my life, because at that point, that was 6 years ago, very recent, I then realized that, okay, there is more to life than wanting to win, right? When you see the autogenous of this world, Guinness, the McDonald's, those ones that have been companies that have been there for like 15, 16 years, when it's like the zenith of this world, like you see those real big conglomerates, and you begin to ask yourself, for them, would it be all about money, right? Can it just be about money? So I then realized that money is actually a return of value, right? So when you offer, if you're a Christian, the Bible says that seek ye first the kingdom. So the whole idea is the kingdom, then every other things will be added to you. So as an entrepreneur, the idea is seek ye first value. So when you seek value, in terms of, so value meaning you are serving people right. You have a sense of purpose, you are committed to it, in and out of weather, when things are not working, when things are working, when there's a threat from technology or no threat from anywhere, right? You have that sense of purpose, and you understand that, okay, how do I actually make my clients' lives better? How can in return my clients' lives, how can they make society better? So this is how we look at the book. So this is how we look at our clients. So our mission is this. Our mission is to create impact that supports social and economic growth across Africa. And this is the thinking for a creative agency. So if you are business A and you come to us as a small business, a big business, and we help you so that probably in 1 or 2 years you grow astronomically. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to increase salaries of your existing staff. We are going to scale up, hire more people, probably move into good offices, buy cars and all. You're going to pay more in taxes. So when you do all of that, so the bottom effect of all of that is that the economy grows, right? It's about shared prosperity. That's how we look at it. So they are not clients. They are also nation builders alongside us, right? So I struggled for about 9 years just going after money. So you build, it crashes. You build, it crashes. You build, it crashes. Every other time. And at some point, your father will just think maybe it is, really people. But until I realized that and I met fantastic people that also sees, that understood, or that understand the point that, okay, we can become more as an advertising agency. That's what we're setting up. And becoming more means that we should be value creators, we should be creators of impact. Next slide, please. Okay, so now coming to the meat of the matter, right? Now you guys know about me, but I will tell you, it takes a mad person actually to leave the comforts, to live a 9 to 5, to become an entrepreneur. I'll tell you. So anyone, because it is chilled now, you earn salaries, you know what they say, you go back, I got whatever happens, you get your salary at the end of the day. Right? But why do you want to live your life? You're probably 35, you already have gray hair, you probably have some medical condition that nobody has sent you a message to. Do you understand? And it's a very lonely job. You only know where you're going through, right? So I consider us crazy people. So for me, this work, so it's about the DNA of your brand. I can elevate your brand. I don't see that one. But my engagement with you today would be think the crazies you can actually rule the world. Let's go back. And you know, by ruling the world, right? I don't believe in zero sum game. Like, okay, you have it all. So what I see is that no one person, no one business is going to solve the problem of humanity, right? No one person. So if you have Christian here probably from another group, you have from another group, everybody's just there. It's a market. Everybody you do what you can do. So what is important is this. We're not just going to the goal in this context is so goal is to move humanity forward, to spread joy, right? So we are here today because someone 5 years ago tried to just like throw this path, right? And I'm sure she has not told us the story enough. Like there are stories behind the story, right? And I think I have an idea of one or two, but there are stories behind the story. So now the whole idea is to spread joy and to create shared prosperity. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. So we are crazy people. We are 1% of the 1% because not everyone can actually venture into this world of unknown because nothing is guaranteed. Your next bill is not guaranteed. Your clients cannot switch off for you tomorrow. And that's the end. COVID happened in 1 week. In my agency, we lost 30% of our revenue in 1 week. And you have to deal with people. And we had the commitment at the very beginning that saying, we will not be the agency that will probably, except it is very essential, that will probably live off people. And you know, you can't tell good stories now because you are like your children, that's like look at my team members, and we are 30% off. What do we do? And there was nothing was up, it was COVID now. So there was nothing was sure for the next 1 year. And we weathered that storm. A lot of businesses weather the storm. So we are busy people. And we can rule the world, right? We are the reason why the world actually exists. People like you, people like Tosin, people like myself are the reason because today our small business that started 4 or 5 years ago now employs about 30 people across the country. That is 30. So when we look at it, the average family size in Nigeria is about 5, right? That means you have like maybe 30 people feeding 5 people. Just look at that as a triple span. Right, the same with this agency, the same way you are doing, right? So we are crazy people, please go on. And for me, what is there fundamental is this. This journey can be very lonely. This journey can be one that nobody really understand what you're doing, what you do. Do you understand? Because I remember when I left school and I told my dad I was going to venture into entrepreneurship, like couldn't get it. Like why? Your mates are looking for a job, let's go and meet your own. Let them get you something like that. No, that I just think I can do something outside of the real 9 to 5 world. So you are in a good company, right? You are not alone. Because we always have who can reference. Whatever you have gone through now is nothing compared to just remind us when people invented electricity. That means there was a world without AC. There was a world without brick and mortar. And some people made that progress and they made shit of money doing that. And their names are the names we reference now in business and in life, right? So you are not alone, you are in a good company. Let's like this. And this is the company that you are. So you are in the same company as this guy, you just met in Africa. Dangote, the same company as he is. Right? You are the same company as Walt Disney, the founder of Disney Life, as Elon Musk, the same company as Mo Ibrahim. I'm going to tell you the story of Mo Ibrahim down the line. The next Steve Jobs, so you are in a good company. You are special. 1% of the 1% that God has created on this earth, right? I know it's not easy. I know it's going to be a lonely journey. I know some of us are probably doing it because we think it is the right thing, it is the cool thing to do, right? I know some of us are doing it because we just feel like, okay, what else can I do? We're probably doing more money, right? But
down the line we're going to zoom down on one or two or three people, and you can really see what they've gone through, what has really helped them, that DNA, what they built that became their core and then translated into success for them. Let's go on. So you are in the company of risk takers, right? Some of them are misfits, right? We see a lot of them every day. They don't even know what the guy is doing. They are activists, they are widows, and they are also misunderstood. I have seen it happen with a couple of mentees, like, you want to do this, but nobody just understood why do you have to do this? Why is it so important, right? So you are in that company, it's gone. So in that company also, probably we talk about people we don't know. Just take it home. So you are in the same company as a Davido, because look at this guy, and you begin to ask yourself, is an Adeleke? He wouldn't, so probably if I was this guy, I wouldn't have to do it in my life, all my life, right? But somehow he ventured into a space, social media is the leveler, anybody will abuse him, he ventured away from the norm, right? And I'm sure a lot of us did not know the Adeleke family before him, right? So he is the reason why we know the Adeleke family today. And this is a very wealthy and a family with long history in Nigeria. But nobody really knew them. A lot of people didn't know them until this guy. This woman spoke to us yesterday, right? I'm sure you would have heard that story, right? So you are in the same company. You're in the same company as this guy. This guy is 30. His name is Inyaboyeji, for those of us who are tech savvy. So this guy is one of the 61 people on earth that has created a startup that is worth two startups that are worth $1 billion each. You know Flutterwave. I'm sure we know Flutterwave. You know Angela. This guy is a Nigerian guy, right? He didn't go to Harvard. He's just another guy, right? And he just dared to be different. And he's doing great things. He's actually it's almost like the most of Africa. He's actually like putting Africa on his small shoulders and just moving things forward. That is the company that you are in, right? You may be misunderstood, but I'll tell you, when we go in and you begin to see what you do, because when I got this story, I was like, if you like to talk about marketing, you're going to hear lots about marketing. Like, we have people with big profile that have been through things. So I just think that, it's still about marketing, but can I just take it through another lens so that it can really help us? Because when we succeed, that means this country that some people call whatever names can actually become the pride of Africa. We have everything to become it. Okay, so go on please. So I would want us to play this video because it celebrates these people. It celebrates you and I, right? And it also can help us to give context, real meaning to what we do. Is it possible to play this video?
It's not possible to play them.
It's not possible, let's just no. Well, I can share.
You want to try one business? That was a somewhere.
That's fine, let's go on.
Even if it's just one business. No, that's.
So you can check it out. So it's one of the. So I'm sure we all know Steve Jobs, right? The Apple guy, the English man, the late Steve Jobs. So this was one of the iconic marketing campaign that they ran when they came back to Apple, because they had to give out of the points. Then they came back, and it just celebrates people like you and I, the misfits, the people that the world, they just think we are not normal until we start making the money. So please go. Okay, so zooming in on these people, just go, right? So going into building the DNA of your brand. But at the end of the day, it's about your DNA. There's so much you can do on marketing. If you're not a value creator, marketing can only take you so far, right? There isn't much you can do on product development if you have not developed the core. So this is about developing the core and sharing the stories of people that have built iconic and great businesses or great personalities, and see what was the framework, what was the principle that they followed in building those businesses. So this is Bill Gates. I'm sure we all know him because this guy literally took out polio from the surface of the earth. He sponsored the whole polio research. And there's no polio in America. So he solved that problem for us in Africa, right? And he started Microsoft at a very early age. So what inspired him at that time this was what inspired him. He dreamt of a world where there would be a computer on every desk in every home, right? And when you look at that thinking, it's not about just computer. Computer means, when you can lecture of today, so we'll just think about a world without internet now. That means we are back to like 1980. A world without internet, that means you are doing paper or sending letter to your friend in America, right? Now we can do video call and we can meet whenever they were in the world. So what it was not about the computer, it was about the audacity to create a new world. That's what it is. They created a new world, a world that you and I can live and thrive on, right? So what was very peculiar to him and his life and to us is this. He fanatically pursued a cause. That is what you see with purpose-driven, with entrepreneurs who understand value, who understands how to build a cause. So they're not just building businesses in order to make money. They are building it because they understand that when I take care of the core, money will be the return on value. Business line. Then another interesting guy, so I'll reference this guy. So what he has done also is this. This is his personal mantra. Build greatness in others and see what the true greatness is. So now, for him, he believed that, and his likes, right? So you have a point of view, you have a cause. So entrepreneurs are actually activists, right? There is something, you talked about job growth. And there are people like you also, like probably like 3 million, 4 million like you on some of the earth, right? That's like, no, it can't just be this way. Can we just do it this way? Can we just look at it differently, right? So they pursue a cause that they know that this is going to be the benefit of humanity. Then definitely there will be a lot of value that is money for them, right? So, and also what they do is that they inspire others to act. So they become our inspiration. We see the world through them. So now, because of this guy and some people that share in our ideology, okay, in this ideology, what they did was they moved a motion, they worked on a bill that has become law now. What startup bill for the startup community in Nigeria? Please go on. And also, I will go on please. Then there's Mo Ibrahim. So this Mo Ibrahim actually revolutionized telco in Africa. So you know when you go to the West, when you travel to England and other countries, you can't buy recharge card. So it's probably going to be like monthly contract and all. So he was the guy that thought about the whole idea. So he was living in the UK, right? And he felt that anytime he comes to Africa, he probably needs to, he wants to see his mom. I'm coming from Magodo to the island. He probably needs to spend about 7 or 8 hours to see his friends and his mom. So what then happened to him? You know, okay, now what was the issue with Africa? Oh, he was saying that it was not viable for telco. He changed that story. How did he do it? He acted in the interest of the. So these value-driven entrepreneurs act in the interest of the society. Please go on. Then this now becomes your core. So I really want us to look at it this way. So what you are doing, nobody really cares about what you do. So what we do as brand storytellers is this. We try to look for why you do it. So this is a framework and what I'm sharing with you is what we've been working with in my own organization, right? So it's about understanding things from an activist point of view. Understanding the fact that the core of entrepreneurship is actually, the core is having a cause. What are you just bullish about? What don't you like? And you think that you can really, that you can build, what problem can you solve at scale that would actually help the society, right? And when they do that, it's about now going ahead to inspire people. Because our stories, our tenacity, our audacity can actually galvanize others to action, and also always think about it. It is actually in the greater good, because see, there is no difference if you use an Android phone and an Apple and iOS, right, powered phone. they are all phones, they do the same thing. But somehow, one has been able to extract more value than the other, right? That is, Apple has been able to extract more value compared to Android. Why? Because they understand these three things, right? And that is what powers them. Everything about Apple is okay, how? Why, how, and what is gone. And we should also understand that in all of this, this is not an aspire to my aspire, right? We have been doing it for 16 years, right? And I understand that we can have good talks, everybody's happy. The reality is that probably you still need to make sales tomorrow. You still need to pay your bills tomorrow, right? So I am not shying away from that. So now, how do you design your DNA, right? So having built your core around a cause, around a purpose, right? Understanding that, see, it has to be in the greater good, because that is how we can extract value. Because see, shares are traveling for vote now. Why are we not voting for some people? Why are we not voting like they said? We just feel like they are not acting in our interest, right? So that is just what it's about. It's gone. So now, I talked about Simon Sinek earlier, right? So this guy literally changed my life, right? He literally changed my life. Literally helped me to see things differently. And from that time, you know, the trajectory was like this, but the trajectory is not like this, right? In and out of weather. The trajectory is not like this. So now, for him, he said that there are three things to look at. So for most of us, so when I talk to you, what do you do? Oh, I do small jobs. Fashion designer. That is what you do. And at that point, there's no differentiation. At the point of what we do. So, what do you do? I work in an advertising agency. What is you? There's no differentiation from the next guy, right? Because differentiation comes from your execution, right? How do you execute your how? Then, but ultimately, your core. Because see, the best companies you have seen in the world today, so Toyota today, all the companies you know, there is a core that powers them, right? There is a Toyota way, there is a core that powers them. So for him, he spoke to this, that is your why. So what is your what is what everybody knows what they do. That is what you probably do. But now your how is how do you execute, right? Your process. And your why, which is the nucleus of the whole thing, right? And which you can just oppose against what I shared earlier. That is your why, that is what powers you. Fundamentals, things around your what can change. Things can just change tomorrow. I'm probably not doing digital marketing again. Your how you do it now, there's ChatGPT that is messing everybody's head up, right? So, yeah, but what is fundamental is this, it is your why. Why am I doing it? Why do I exist? When you do that, you realize that even ChatGPT, Metaverse, you will solve. You will thrive in that world. It's gone. So let me use an example of Nike. So I got this. So this is just from Simon Sinek books also. So now Nike is just very simple with Apple. So what is Apple's why? So Apple believe in challenging status quo and doing things differently. This has nothing to do with computer electronics, right? But there is something that powers them. There is something that is fundamental to them, and that is a human truth. Because the truth is this: the best of us are the people that goes, you know, if everybody is going this way, they are going this way. They are the irreverent, that people are just like take steps that we just think are not probably normal at the time, right? And also for them, because of that how, they want to challenge the school and they want to do things differently. That is why they have beautiful products. They spend serious time on their process. On distribution, they are the best distribution network in the world, the best inventory, the best of everything, because they are committed to a why. And what do they now do? They are the things we see every day, from your iPod to your whatever, to everything that we do on a day-to-day. So now, go on, please. I know we don't have the luxury of time. Go on, please. But with Justin's permission, right?
Yes.
We can probably take it beyond this conversation. So now, like I said earlier, we know all of these things, but there is a reality of every day, right, that we have to deal with. So now, how do you now deliver that change? So this framework was something we built in as a team, and we're already using it for a lot of businesses and friends, right? And so it's our 5th year. We're 4 partners, and then we came to. I know when you are 4 means that you probably can't see things the same way. And we begin to ask ourselves that we're going to our 5th anniversary. Well, if you are going to on your own, how will you run it? I can't run the same way that Sam and MD will run it. or my creative director will run it, right? And that meant that we had to probably develop this training house and now use it as something to propel us into the future. And this is a very beautiful tool. So this is for the house for free. I'm happy to share with you and probably take up the conversation on how to actually use it. So it speaks from your why to your everyday. How do you know who your customers are? Because we realize that we have some customers in our building, they should not even be there. There's no reason. They should be there. Do you understand? Because we don't share anything in value. We don't share anything, even the revenue. You're just like almost like wasting all of your time, right? So we came together. Who should be a good person? Because we can't just hire anybody. Who should be a good person? If technology takes over the world, how are we going to thrive? How do we look at competition, right? Can we start looking at people? Can we start looking at things from a collaboration point of view and probably not as competition? At what point do we compete? No frenemies of street. At what point are we friends? At what point are we going to work against each other, right? So this was what we built, and it's been beautiful. I'm telling you, some small businesses and some other businesses that we work with, and we're beginning to see the impact of it. So this is one tool that can help you actually deliver change. So that we're not in a motivational class, right? So that we can really start into the but then the next other tool is the next tool is what next one is. So we launched this last year, right? We called it the brand value index. So I want to assume that most of us already have a business that we run. That means we have 1, 2, or 3 clients or customers, right? So what this tool does, the perception indexing or perception management tool, right? Measurement tool. So the brand value index measures how a brand is perceived by its customers. So now, because in building also, you can't build outside of your environment, right? So these two sort of those like help you, like they have 10 customers. If I run them through this tool, maybe just 4 questions and tell you what you mean to them, and what you mean to them is what your brand is. There's no ambiguity, there's no ambiguity about that. So what they tell you is what, because it is their world. They live to serve you and you live to serve them, right? And without them you don't have a business. So these are other tools that the agency can share with you after this. So with this, I really want us to pay attention to our why, the core of the business. But we are not silly or naive to think that we don't have a reality of paying bills tomorrow or making sales tomorrow. So that is why I actually add this to it. And lastly, because I am a book person, I just know everything is in the book, right? So can you just go on? So I have some recommendations of this that you can just look at, right? So these are books that I have read, and they have transformed my own life, and the life of people around me. So these are books I would really recommend that you read, and also the link there. So thank you very much, guys, for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you.